I actually, uh, I would get off the van and I had the bottle in my hand and I squirted it, like squirted it.
Question, I hate to interrupt you, but my original question is, what is it that you put in his eyes? What did you have to put in his eyes to incapacitate him?
Welcome to Get Your Life. Today we have another parole hearing, and the story that he was just explaining at the beginning on the preview, it was about how he escaped from prison and he threw some type of substance in one of the correctional officers' eyes. So let's take a listen.
All right, good morning. The Committee on Parole is reconvening. We are at Elaine Hunt Correctional Center. It is Monday, May 20th, 2024. Good morning, Warden. Would you introduce yourself for the record and then ask your staff to do also?
Good morning, Warden Donnie Bordelon.
Joe Buttress, Assistant Warden.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And we have before us Mr. Wells. Good morning.
Ma'am, how you doing?
I'm good. Sir, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number.
My name is Marlon Jermaine Wells. My DOC number is 422-993.
All right, Mr. Wells, let me introduce the parole panel. Today, we are a 5-member parole panel. My name is Cheryl Renatza. Seated to my far left is Mr. Chucky Tillis. To my immediate left, Ms. Carolyn Stapleton. Mr. Freeman is to my immediate right, and to his right is Mr. Byron. Let me recognize some guests who have joined us today. We have your mother, Ms. Lula Newby, Mr. John Wells, your brother. We also have Mr. Walter Wells, your uncle, who wants to speak on your behalf. He's there with you, I believe. And Marla Johnson, who's also there with you, wants to speak on your behalf. And I'm sorry, Mr. Wells is there with you as well.
Yes.
So the appropriate time to call on your sister and your uncle to tell us what they'd like us to know. First, I'm going to read some identifying information into the record, ask you to verify that information. Then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Barra. Your case has been assigned to him. He'll take the lead on the interview. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. Mr. Wells, you are classified as a 4th felony. You're currently serving a 42-year sentence. You were, initially a sentence, May of 2011, possession with intent to distribute Xanax, unauthorized use of an access card, simple escape type 1, transaction, and then in May of 2013, simple criminal damage to property. In August of 2014, simple escape type 1, battery of a correctional officer as a habitual offender, and also as a habitual offender, possession of cocaine. So all those various sentences result in a total of 42-year sentence. Your parole eligibility date was December 25th, 2019, and your mandatory good time release date is June 14, 2039. Does all that sound right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Would you answer Mr. Barra's questions, please?
Yes.
I see that you got an extensive history of inmate classes, very, very good on that. And since your last hearing, you've completed Thinking for Change, Victim Awareness, Victim Impact, Listen and Learn, Crime Victim Rights, Victim Accountability Letters, and a mock parole hearing course. Good work on that. However, you have a long criminal history that includes lots of property crimes, 2 simple escapes, and a battery on a correctional officer. Please tell me, with a history of 29 arrests, why it would be a good idea to release you back into supervision now.
I'm not the same person. I have learned to live and work my standards. I practice good communication skills, being a leader, promoting fairness, and motivating young men to doing the right things. I'm not the same person. I know if I commit another crime or reoffend, I die in jail. No parole, no good time. I guarantee you I'll never commit another crime or reoffend. in no kind of way.
That's why you think we should let you go now?
I mean,
Anything else?
sir,
I just wondering if there's anything else. That's good. All right. So about the correctional officer and the substance you threw in his eyes. What did you throw in his eyes exactly?
it was water. It was in a eardrop bottle, water thing. I squirt. Can I read his statement that he wrote?
That the officer wrote?
Yes.
They have.
Huh?
I'm sure they have.
They have this from the DA's office.
You can read it.
Still opposed.
Huh?
I said he's currently still opposed.
Can I read what he wrote? Oh, I mean, it's a statement.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It say on August 15, 2011, Deputy Brackton would transport 6 inmates to the courthouse for court. Upon arrival, Deputy Brackton drove his vehicle, his unit, 2633, into the courthouse at the Southport. While inmates were exiting, unit 2633, inmate Marlon Wells was the last to exit. While exiting, Marlon Wells squirted an unknown substance in Deputy Brackton's mouth and left eye and exiting the side port under the court by the courthouse. Deputy Brackton chased inmate Wells out of the cell port across Columbus Street behind the cemetery and evaded Deputy Brackton running into the woods behind some wood into some woods on Lee Lane. I actually, I would get off the van and I had the bottle in my hand and I squirted it.
Question, I hate to interrupt you, but my original question is, what is it that you put in his eyes? What did you have to put in his eyes to incapacitate him?
It wasn't nothing but some water. I mean, they might have some ear stuff still in the little bottle, but I mean, I didn't put nothing in the water other than I put the water inside the. I mean, it was inside of everything. But so they say it was some pepper-like stuff, but I never put nothing in it.
So you say just water? You just threw water in his eyes?
It was water inside of a. I don't know if it still had the ear stuff still in there, but it wasn't nothing like I put nothing substance nothing inside.
No pepper. No, you didn't put pepper in it. Okay.
I spoke with Mr. Braxton a couple of times back in court down there, and I explained to him that this originally was a plea deal. I went to court and they gave me 28 years. But I agreed to plead 28 years. And then when I went to court, and I asked my attorney was it flat or whether I was getting good time or was it flat, he told me that it wasn't flat. I went back to the jailhouse and I wrote for the minutes. And when I wrote for the minutes, it came back that it was without the benefit of probation, parole, suspension, or sentence, that it was flat. So that's when I lost it. I mean, I ended up breaking the water sprinkler and I committed a battery on Mr. Braxton with the exemplary escape. But my intention was not to. Then the bad part is they sent me to Angola, threw me in a cell, and then I filed for an appeal. When I filed for an appeal to try to get off the plea bargain, waiting to go to trial on the battery charge, the court ruled that my sentence was illegal, right? And they sent me back saying my sentence was illegal, they couldn't restrict parole. So now I did all that for nothing because that's all I was trying. I thought my attorney had lied to me. And then when I made it to the courthouse and I saw Mr. Brack, I stayed there for like 2 months. I saw him and I talked to him. And I mean, at first he didn't want to talk to me. Then he finally started to come around. He started talking to me and saying that he understood. And I apologized to him about what I did because All I wanted was the good time and the parole, and I thought my attorney had lied to me. And to come and find out, even though the judge sentenced me without that, it was illegal and I still got it. So it was a bad choice that I made.
I got you. All right. Well, just for the record, the officer still is opposed to early release for you, as well as the sheriff of St. Tammany Parish, where you broke the sprinklers in the jail. He's still opposed to. So that's all the questions I had. Anybody else have?
You appeared for parole in 21. Is that
Yes,
when last time you was up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you have taken classes since that hearing, correct?
Yes, sir.
How long total have you been in?
15 years.
And what was your total sentence?
It was 42 years. My sentence was 28 years, but when I caught the battery charge, they multiplied it twice and they made it to 42. Just to 42.
Thank you.
All right, Warden, anything you can add for us?
I guess Mr. Renata, you know, he's had a long history of arrests and stuff, and disciplinary reports. I realized he had kind of turned himself around 2018. No disciplinary reports since then, and you know, like I mentioned, has completed a lot of classes. He works as a barber, and he is a trustee. He hasn't been any problems here. There's a lot of family support with him here today.
Good, thank you. Thank you, sir. All right, so let's hear from that family support. Could we hear first from Mr. Wells?
Yes, how you doing today, man?
Good. Tell us what you'd like us to.
Well, I would like to say to the rest of the panel how you guys are doing, and I hope your families are being blessed, and I hope everything's going well. I'm here on behalf of Marlon Wells is because I'm his uncle, you know, and we've been anticipating him coming home. Like on his first parole hearing, we thought that he would be released, but then we come to find out that they gave him some extended time that we, as a family, didn't know about. We heard about it during this process of being in that court procedure. I own a janitorial company, all the time janitorial. And I've been in that business for at least 15 years. And I know I had talked to man, and I asked him, you know, if he was being released. This is during the first time that they was brought him up for parole. That if they release him, you know, he could come and work for me, you know, and I would make sure if he didn't have a place of residence, because I own rental property too, if he needed a place of residence, I would have a place for him to stay. Also, give him a full-time job in my company, you know, and I mean, I really want him to come home. I want him, and it's not up to me, it's up to you guys. But me personally, I want him to come home so he can start a brand new life. Me visiting him, I know I could see a change. I could see from when he was first incarcerated up until this point, I could see a definite change in him today. So, I mean, and I would do all I can to help him out, help him to come back into this society to be a productive young man.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate your remarks, Mr. Wells. Ms. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, how y'all doing?
Good, thank you.
I'm speaking on behalf of my brother, Marlon. We have been traveling this road for 15 years to see him while he's been incarcerated. And as long as he's been incarcerated, we have seen a change in him and everything. And he has missed out a lot His oldest son was in a tragic car accident where he's now paralyzed from the waist down. He's been staying with me and my mom since the accident. And I can speak for myself and along with my family. We are here to support Marlon. We know the decision and everything is in your hands. We will make sure that he would be on the straight, narrow road, and everything. We'll make sure that he does everything by the books, and he has been very supportive. He has the support from the family. He do have a daughter. She couldn't be here right now to speak on his behalf, but I would like to speak for her that, you know, it is hard. It's hard on the family. Nobody's perfect. We all have made mistakes somewhere in our life, and I do feel that Marlon regrets the decision that he made in his early life. Being incarcerated, it does take a toll not only on him, because that's a decision that he made, but it does take a toll on the family as a whole, because no one, and I will say it again, no one wants to see their loved one behind bars, and everything. So that's my speak that I'm speaking on behalf of him.
Thank you. We appreciate your remarks. Right. So, Mr. Wells, it's their statement you'd like to make to us?
Can you
And somebody else? I'm sorry.
Well, I think, yes, I will. John Wells.
Okay.
I'm Marlon's brother. I'm speaking on behalf of the day. How y'all doing this morning? And I thank y'all for giving me this opportunity. I would like to say that I thank y'all because y'all gave me the opportunity. Because y'all made my parole back in 2015. And I've been home for almost 10 years now. And since I've been home, I became a productive citizen of Louisiana. And I'm a member of the church. And I know that my brother can do the same thing. See, we wasn't given the opportunity like a lot of young men. We didn't have a father figure, a mental role model in our life. So we come from the era where we make the wrong decision. And I know that me personally, I'll be the one that will guarantee my life that he stays on the right path. He can work with me. We have already got things set to where he can do his own ball school, his own place where he do ball. He can use ball, be a licensed baller, and help to become a productive member of society. Become a member of the church like I am. So we're trying to set up a thing called Reach One, Teach One. That's what young men in our church community, that if they see where we come from, learn from our behavior, they won't go on the same road. And the only way they can do that is that we're trying to set a flag team, football team, and a basketball for the community, for the younger generation. And we go from anywhere from 10 to 9, I say 10 to 99. Those that want to seek the help. But they got to be, the only way they can be on the team through a Bible. They have to learn Bible verses. So I just think, I just pray that I ask y'all that, y'all will just, and y'all have to give me the opportunity, give him the same opportunity to come on, not just for his behalf, but for his children. Because his children need a father. Even though they're grown now, they still need that role, that male role model in their life. Because no man can be around a person's child and be a father to their child with their man, but their own father. And I know that his kids miss them dearly. And I just pray that, again, that y'all, the same way y'all gave me the opportunity, and I appreciate that. And I pray I do the same to my brother. And I would like to apologize to the state of Louisiana, to the St. Tammany Parish, to even the parole board, DOT, for all the choices that we have here as young men that still down this path. But if y'all grant me the opportunity, I pray, and I sincerely believe in my heart that he will do the right thing, and I will be there every step of the way to help him. But if I can do it for 10 years, he can do it. Thank y'all for this opportunity.
Yes, sir, and thank you for your remarks. We appreciate it. All right, Mr. Wells, what would you like to say to us?
This has been my third time sitting here, and I'm scared for my life. It bothers me for the bad decisions that I made, and I work hard to be a better person. I teach young men to think better, to be better, and try to motivate them. Don't try to go down. Most of them got life sentences. I don't have a life sentence, but they do. But they kind of cater to me because of the way I am towards it. It's hard for me, and I know that if I commit any type of offense or charge or anything, this is where I live at for the rest of my life. I want to say thanks to the committee for awarding me another opportunity, to the staff here for trusting in me. I want to apologize to the parents of St. Tammany for my census acts. I am extremely remorseful for the harm that I caused Deputy Braxton and his family, my community and family. Thank you.
You, sir. All right, I think we're prepared to vote. Mr. Barra will be voting first.
Can I explain executive session?
We have a motion for executive session. We have a second.
Second.
Could you call the roll, please?
Cheryl Renata.
Yes.
Daniel Barra.
Yes.
Pete Freeman.
Yes.
Carolyn Stapleton. Yes. Chuck Tillage.
Yes.
So we have a unanimous vote for executive session, Mr. Wells, to discuss confidential matters. So stand by. We'll be back shortly. Right. We are back in regular session. It's 10:41. And Mr. Wells, we are prepared to vote. Mr. Barra will be voting first.
Mr. Wells, based on your behavior since the last hearing, you're completing all of those cases, thinking for a change, victim awareness, victim impact, from victim rights, victim accountabilities, and parole mock hearing. I'm going to vote today to grant you parole.
All right. Mr. Tillis?
I concur with Mr. Barr.
Mrs. Stapleton?
I concur with Mr. Barra.
Mr. Free?
Okay, I do too. You have a great institutional record, but like you said, one more time, your life will be spent right there with Warden Barlow. And I can guarantee it, you're going to be a fifth offender. I'm also going to ask you to go to AA meetings. And if you think you need more help than that, let your probation officer know. Because once you get a felony, you're going to be done. But I'm going to give you an opportunity today, too. I also vote to grant for 3 AA a week.
Okay. Mr. Wells, I do take note that this is your third appearance before the parole board. And at your last denial, you did everything that was asked of you program-wise. You do some community service work with inside the prison. You're a trustee. You haven't had a write-up. You've only had 6 in 15 years, and your last was in 2018. So based on the work that you've done, my vote today also is to grant, and I will add the special condition that you do the community service work that your brother spoke of, working with the at-risk youth, and you're going to do 8 hours a month. Hopefully you'll be able to do more, but we're going to require that you do 8 hours per month. We want you to report to your parole officer weekly for the first 6 weeks. Okay, get to know your parole officer so you can have a good relationship with them. So it's 8 hours of community service work, the 3 AA meetings a week, and report weekly for the first 6 weeks. Yeah, I was going to add maintain full-time employment, but your uncle has said he's going to do that for you. So good luck to you, sir. You've been granted parole. All right, Warden Bordelon, that concludes our business. We're going to sign off at 10:43. Thanks for helping us out today.
Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications so that you know when I post the next video. Thanks for watching.